Yeah, okay, guys. So today I'll be giving a brief about yesterday's code. I'll be explaining it again. It worked, okay? It worked. The code was absolutely correct. I'm just pushing the entire code to GitHub because I have replaced the element with component because that's what was needed and all the things that was required, and we were just trying to get things done and use the browser router and the routes and all as a parent, okay, which was not needed. So that is the reason I have removed all those things and brought things to scratch where we had written the code. So that is what we will be doing. Where is the side toggle bar? um, yeah, here it is. Great. So this is how we'll be doing things, and let me just push the entire code to GitHub first of all to like tell you guys. Okay, so Tailwind and status. Let me check. Okay, get pull I have to do, and then get that dot. Then I need to commit it, commit them, and here which OC and layouts, okay, and then git push. Okay, so I pushed everything to GitHub. You can see the updated code over there. And apart from that, what I had done, you can go to the package.json and you can see over here that, all the errors were coming in the router, right? In the entire React router DOM. So that is the reason here I have updated the version of React router DOM. What I did now, I basically went over here and typed for React Router DOM version 5.3.0. Yeah, this one. So I just installed this particular thing. I don't know. In some of the systems, it may work without this as well. But this is the thing which I did. And rest all other code is same what we wrote yesterday. Okay, so I'll be giving a walkthrough of the code. And the React version is fine. That's 17.0, 17.0.0. 0.2, that's the latest stable release. There was just the error with React Router DOM version, which I have changed. Okay, so what we were doing, yeah. Okay, so what we did, first of all, let us start from the inner layer, that is our temp component. So over here, we have prepared our temp component, that is our temporary component, okay? So this is basically a simple component for showing that things are getting rendered from other places, okay? So we have prepared one of our component that is temp.js. Now, once our temp.js has been made, we basically went to our higher order component. Okay, so before going to a higher order component, as I had told in the layout first approach, what are we doing? We are basically creating a certain layout, and then inside the layout we have certain fixed things, that is the navbar or the footer or the common things. They are fixed and only the element inside it is changing. So over here also we have done the same thing. We have prepared a certain layout and we have named it as default layout. Okay, suppose this is the nav bar. Okay, so this is your default layout. This will be rendered. Okay, whenever you have any component, this will be rendered. Along with that, whatever element is changing, that particular element will be rendered. So that particular element is referred as props.children. Okay, so here whenever any element is changing or any content is changing inside a page, instead of rendering it again and again, what you are doing, you are rendering the navbar, you are rendering the footer, and you are rendering just the, like, you are rendering it at once, the navbar and the footer, because that's the common thing. What thing you are rendering again and again is the content which is changing. So that's basically good because it's reducing the loading time, and it's helpful because it will also reduce the code load and will increase readability and make it lightweight and all. Okay. After that, after this default layout is made, here you have the higher order component. What is higher order component? It is basically a place where you merge all the components, or a house, or a kind of gather place for everything, where you just gather everything, structure them and place them properly where they should be, and then ultimately render the higher order component. So that is the reason we have imported here the default layout. Everything is fine. This is, don't worry about this statement. This is same as constant component equals to component. Okay, it is same as that. You can write it as that or like this. Both will work. Okay, it's not like the code was not working because of that particular thing. It's working. It will work. Like it will now work for everything. Okay, for this as well, for that as well. This is just another way or an efficient way of writing component like this. Okay, you can write it like, first you can have your component and then what is your constant for that. So you can write over here like const component equals to component, and just have it as a parameter like we did yesterday. Okay, you can have it like that as well. So we are done with that. After doing that, we are having a rest operator, like rest parameter, you can say. So what is a rest parameter? When you have your entire like yeah, when you have your entire app.js, then over here you can have a lot of things, like you can have a path, you can have exact, you can have component. So component, you to understood that what is a component. Component is this one. Okay, you are passing it in the parameter. Now the rest other attributes like path, exact and other things, those are basically considered as properties. Okay, and those properties you are spreading over here because there are more than one properties, right? So you can place them individually as well, but it's better to take it as a rest operator, a rest parameter, and then spread it. Okay, here also inside our route, to be on safe side and use all of our properties we have imported here inside the parameter, we are spreading them. Okay, now inside your route, okay, you have one of the you can say one of the parameters as the component which you are trying to render, and you have put it inside the route because you do not want things to be getting loaded up only when you are uh, changing the element or the content over here. As I had shown you yesterday inside Book My Show, you were having your content different, but the layout was same, so pages are not getting loaded up. So that is the reason you are putting things inside route over here, and component is basically your, you can say attribute or a property inside this route tag. And then inside your component, you are saying that, okay, this component, you can also have it as component equals to, and prepare a functional component over here for this entire part, and then render that functional component instead, like we did over here. Okay, what are we doing? Component equals to curly braces. We have prepared this stem.js component over here. Okay, but what we are trying to do over here, we are trying to just have it inside it. Okay, so this entire thing now, from here to here, you can have it as a separate component in some other file or over here as well. Okay, just a second. Shaky. My voice is shaky. Is it? Is it? Things are audible. I told so many things. Where they audible? Great. Okay. So over here you have your, so from here now, just take this component as your inside your app.js. Okay, let me just copy this entire thing. Okay, you understood this thing, so you will be able to understand this entire thing as well. So I'm just having it as a comment over here. Okay, great. You can see that the route is the entire tag over here. Inside the route, the rest is basically, you can say it's the property over here. Okay, so those properties which you took from the parameter, that is basically spreaded up over here. Okay, then the rest is basically this entire part. Then after that you have your component. You can break it again for simplifying. We are doing it here only. Then you have your component. Great, component is there. After this component, here you can say you can have your, you had your temp component that was imported from here. Okay, from temp.js. We can have this entire component from here to here in some other file or inside this particular file as well, but we are doing it here only. Okay, so this is how things are done. So this entire thing is again a functional component which we are just rendering over here. What is this functional component? Here you are having properties as the parameter, and then over here you are having your entire component defined inside the default layout. Okay, what is a default layout? It's any layout which will be rendered only once, and the content inside it will be changing again and again. So inside it, whatever component is present, that is basically changing. And to be on safe side, we are spreading the props here as well. There's no guarantee that any props will be passed or not over here, but to be on safe side, we are just having a props parameter and spreading it. Okay. So this default layout will be rendered once and will be same in all the pages, and then you will have your component which will be changing, okay, based on the content which you are rendering. Suppose inside a page all the things are same, you are having some different text, so no need to render all the things again and again, just change the text and that's it. So over here also the default layout is basically the things which are same, that's rendered once, and the component which is changing is rendered again and again. Okay, this default HOC is done. After your default HOC, we are done with the default HOC, we are done with the default layout. Now the outermost layer, that is the app.js. Inside your app.js, as I told you, we are gathering all the things inside our default HOC, and then we are basically taking the default HOC and like rendering it inside our app.js. So we took our default HOC, we had a path as the root route, we had exact thing because we want that on our root route, exactly on our root route, the component temp should be rendered. So according to the outputs, like what output should come, in our output our default layout should come. So default layout, this should come, and then props dot children, which one is the children of the default layout. Let us go to higher order component. The default layout's children is this component. Okay, let us go to app.js. What is the component? The component is the temp component. So along with default layout, this is a temp component should be rendered. Okay, once you are done with this, great, we are good to go. We are rendering the app component inside our index.js. We are putting it in our browser router because we want that our app component should be basically rendered according to the routing system provided by React Router DOM, should prevent loading up when we are not rendering the entire page and just we are changing the content. So that is the reason we did all of this. Okay, and now if I just run it, okay, so if I do npm start, okay, you'll see. Okay, I am explaining spreading over here. So what is spreading? See, let us go to our default HOC. Spreading is basically, see, here you have your path, here you have your exact. These two are certain properties. You want to have those properties in your parameters, okay? Because you are bringing in these all properties through your parameters, right? What's the way of bringing all these things? Through parameter. So inside your parameter, you can have like component, comma, path, comma, exact, comma, blah, 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 dot, dot, dot. So many things you can write. But to, simplify things, what you are doing, you are just writing dot, 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 rest. That means whatever you are passing over here, all the properties will come inside this parameter and you can use it as you want. Okay, so you have spreaded everything. That means all the things are now inside the parameter here as well, inside the property here as well, because you have imported everything using dot dot dot. Okay, you can do it either way, like by giving comma separately, but that's a old-fashioned way. That's the reason we are having this as dot 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 rest. It will automatically detect that what are the properties and it will bring them inside your route. Okay, understood? Understood? Yeah. Okay. So let us go to localhost 3000. See, it was working when I saw. Okay, so default HOC. Why it happens, guys, when you are there, then it does not, temp is not defined. Okay, so in default HOC, oh, it's not having, okay, not have the inside it's a HTML statement, na? So that is the reason I was trying to have a JavaScript comment within it. So that's the reason it showed that. Great. So you can see you have your default layout here. Suppose this is the navbar. Then you have this is a temp component. Okay. This is being rendered. Yeah. Understood. Got it? Yes. Or take 5 minutes and do this and ask me if you have any doubts so that we can proceed. Can you just explain the, yeah, see, understand it from inner layer I'm going, okay, from inner layer, temp.js component, okay, this is the temp.js component. Default layout, you have your default layout. Inside your HOC, you are merging everything. So what are you doing? You are saying the default layout is present. Inside this default layout, whatever component is there, I want to render that component. Okay, and default layout will be rendered once only. Now inside your app.js, you are saying that, okay, default layout, fine, okay, rendered, default layout rendered. Now what is the component over here? It's the temp component. So temp component is being rendered over here. You had said here inside your default HOC that, okay, here whatever component is there, that component will be rendered. So that is the reason here also you are having your default HOC and here you are passing component as temp. So after that you can have your default HOC, you can have any path and you can have some other component based on your requirements. Okay, this is the workflow. It is like first you have your temp.js, then you have your default layout, then you have your default HOC. After your default HOC, you have your app.js. Then after your app.js, you have your index.js. Okay, from inner to outer. Inner to outer. Great. Yes, exactly. You're right. I'm speaking like express. It's not like that. I'm speaking very slowly. My friends say that I speak slowly, like not in a fast pace. Make sure you are following the code. uh, I have pushed things to GitHub. Okay, if you want some reference of the code, then please check your code with respect to GitHub. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you have a lot of components, then you will merge, a lot of default layouts inside your higher order component. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, guys, are you done? Spread children are not reported in React. Hmm, what did you do? Did you follow the same code? If you are getting error now, try checking the code from GitHub. Okay, because it's the same code which we had written yesterday. Okay, and if you did not follow the, yeah, check it. Okay, okay, great. Now after this, what we will be doing, we will be preparing our book my show thing. Okay, we'll be starting with the book my show. Today we won't be doing in a lot of things like applying CSS and everything. Today we'll be just looking at some briefs of book my show. So let us go to book my show. Okay. So yeah, here we are inside the book my show. You can see we have our where is it? Yesterday the entire carousel was present over here. Where is the hero carousel? Yeah, here is the hero carousel. It's present in almost all the pages. Right now I don't know where it has gone, but anyways, doesn't matter. So we are here. Now we will follow the mobile first approach for this. So for mobile first approach, let us go to their mobile screen. Where is that particular thing? It's lagging a lot. Yeah. So this is the mobile screen you can see over here. Inside the mobile first approach, we have it's very simple. Okay, so what we could have done, we could have used just one component for mobile, desktop and tablet, and we could have changed the styling a bit, but you can see that the mobile view and the like the entire desktop view, they both are completely different. So that is the reason we need to follow different component way. We need to have a component for mobile. We need to have a component for desktop separately. Yeah. So we have to do that. Just a second. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I do know that. Okay. So over here we have seen these all things. Now after that, what we need, what we require to build separate components for that. Now let us just go over here, and inside our default layout, yeah, okay, so let us remove this particular thing. We don't need it. Instead we will be needing the nav bar, so let us remove that thing. Okay, this is done. After this, we have to prepare our navbar component. So yeah, let us go to components. Inside our components, let us create a new folder called navbar. You should follow this kind of structuring folders and structuring files, writing code, because that will help you guys to understand how production level codes work, and how whenever you will go into a production level project, you will understand how things work. Okay, they have literally every file dedicated to a separate component. Okay, yeah, here you will have your new file called navbar dot component dot js. Okay, why are we doing this? Because suppose this project goes to a very beyond limit and it's like a good project and a lot of developers are working on it, then the developers will feel good that okay, they are having some maybe improvisations on some certain part and they will be working on that part, and yeah, it will be good to go. Okay, so that's the reason why we are having very different we are following industrial approach for writing code. Okay, so first of all, we need to import React from React. Okay. Now after that, we will be preparing three functional components. Okay. So const, first of all, nav sm, for your small navbar, like for kind of small screen navbar. Okay, then we will be having the same thing. We will be having our navbar medium and our navbar large. Okay, so I'll be pasting this thrice, and we will be having a navbar medium and here navbar large. Okay, so after this is done, what we will be doing, we will be having our one navbar component over here which will be exported. Okay, so const navbar, and over here we have that component. This component will only be exported. So whenever we will export default navbar. Okay, why are we doing so? Because we will be basically combining these three components here based on the width. We will be rendering them, and ultimately we will be rendering our navbar component at last. That will prevent creating a lot of confusions and all. Okay, so we will basically return over here fragment, and after that let us have our nav semantic tags. So like try using semantic tags a lot because they are really helpful for understanding what you are working on. So this is what we will be doing over here. After that, what we want certain classes for defining how your navbar will look like. So over here, let us have three class, like three divisions we can have for showing up your navbar. Over here, let us have a div that is dedicated to. Okay, so this particular div we can have that is basically dedicated to your maybe mobile screen. Okay, so let us have a div that is dedicated to mobile screen. Mobile screen. Let me just copy this entire thing and paste it over here twice. And this is basically for a tablet screen, and this is for large screen. Okay, so your three divisions are ready. So first of all, the first division, when will it be rendered? So we can have a class name over here. So for class name, since we are using Tailwind CSS, so you do not have to worry about media queries. Inside media queries, what you used to do, you used to give a class to it. You used to go to your CSS file, then grab that class, then apply media query over there. No need to do so many things. Here to apply media queries, you can write here MD hidden. So MD hidden basically says that this entire division will be visible to like mobile screen. For medium screen and large screen, whenever you write certain screen size, that means that entire property is applicable to that particular screen size and the greater screen size. So like any screen size that is greater than equal to MD will be hidden. So ultimately mobile screen will be visible. Okay, over here I want to make the like tablet screen visible. So we can do it in a lot of ways. So let us have here hidden. In general, we will hide everything. Then we will say that MD, it will appear in a flexwise manner, because for medium screen, you can see that they have a lot of components. So this is basically a flex way of doing things. Like you can see that it's in a flexwise manner. So that is the reason I am writing here flex. Okay. So yeah, MD flex. So MD flex means flex will be applied to medium screen and large screen, because any property you are writing here, it's applicable to this screen size and greater than any screen size that is greater than equal to medium. Great. After that, we will have here LG hidden, because now LG flex is being applied. So that is the reason we are hiding the LG as well. Great. After this, what are we going to do? We are going to show the large screen. So class name equals to hidden LG flex. Okay. So everything will be hidden and a large screen size will appear in a flex size manner. Any screen that is greater than equal to large screen size. So large is like the ultimate width. So it will be shown. Okay. Getting it? Everyone? Are you able to understand? Great. Okay. Okay. So let me just save this and push this to GitHub so that you can take 2 minutes and do this. Let me open the command prompt, cd over to desktop, cd over to tailwind, and then I always need to pull it and then add dot. Okay, so take 2 minutes and complete this fast. Hidden is basically for hiding this particular division for all the screen sizes mentioned before hidden. So this is basically this entire division will be hidden for all the medium sized devices. Why are we hiding this? Because here we will be rendering our nav SM component. That is the reason we are hiding it. Okay, for the medium and large size screen. Got it? Understood, everyone? Done, everyone? Great. So now what we will be doing, we will be basically seeing what we require over here. So yeah, we require it all starts here. Okay, so let us do that. Let us prepare our NavSM. Now, without any styling, styling it will be an assignment for you because you have to see how it looks like. Okay, you have to see how it looks like, and it is very easy. Okay, you just have to have these all things over there and just have to use a particular color. Okay, you can use any color like gray 800, gray 700, whatever suits, like whatever you feel it's fine. Even if it does not match properly, I'll show you how to have a color shade like this, but that's fine. Okay, absolutely fine. So you can have, you have to style it because I want you to explore Tailwind CSS and do it. Okay, that's the reason I'll tell you like how to apply Flex over here. I won't be telling you. You have to style it. I'll just prepare the HTML skeleton for it. Okay. So inside your HTML skeleton, what you require return statement, and then you have it over here. Then I'll also release the answer key because it's easy. Okay, you won't be uh, struggling to understand what you require over here. Okay, great. So after it, we'll have our division over here. I'll also tell you how to use the icons. So this is the outer division. Now inside the outer division, let us have our inner division inside which we will be having our it all starts here and Bengaluru and sorry Bengaluru, I'm saying Bhubaneswar. I was thinking about Bangalore for my job. Like I was thinking that okay, if I get placed at Amazon Bangalore, then I'll be basically going there. So instead of Bhubaneswar, I said Bangalore. Never mind. So here you can see that you have Bhubaneswar, then use app, and this you have to put it in another division. Okay. So basically what we will be doing over here, now let me show you. Like, so I have a division over here. Inside this division, I will be putting the H3. That is, this looks like a H3 over here, but it doesn't look like H3. You can put any font size like font XL, size XL, text XL, whatever suits you, or text double XL, anything, whatever suits you from the Tailwind CSS documentation. You have to see it from there. You can put it, and this one they will be present at the same place, and then after that I'll be show like you have to prepare the button below it inside another division and put the entire thing in the parent division as a flex. Okay, so that's the CSS part. I hope you guys are pretty efficient at that. Okay, great. So let us have H3 over here. Okay, and it all starts here. Okay, and after it, let us have a span. You can avoid using span as well. I use span. You can avoid it. You can use anything. Okay. So Bhubaneswar. Great. After span, why did I use span? Because I'm going to use this icon as well. So for two elements to be on same line, that is to be in line, you should use span. Okay. So that is the reason I did use span. After this, you have this icon. You also have this icon over here. I'll show you how to use these icons. Basically, I'll tell you, and one icon I will be using, the other icon you will know how to use it. Okay, automatically. So let us go to React icons. Yeah. So this is a very good, place, a very good resource to find icons because here you are provided with a lot of providers. Like not only you have, where is that? favicon, yeah, font awesome icons. You have a lot of icons and you will get a variety of icons for everything. So what you have to do, you just have to install this particular React icon. So let me go over here to Tailwind and yeah, just pasting it over here as well. Okay. So after it is done, what you need to search, you need to search for the chevron icon. So chevron is basically the arrow icon. So over here, okay, I need to see which arrow I require. So I require a right side arrow. So I have a lot of icons over here. You have a BS chevron, you have a, yeah, by chevron right is fine because that's a small little chevron. So that is the reason I have opted for a little chevron over here. Great. So how do you use that icon inside this? You basically go here and import whatever you require because inside this package a lot of icons are there. You have to destructure and import whatever you require. A lot of things are being exported. You require one thing, so destructure it from React icons, then slash, and you have to give the name of the first two letter over here, that is by. Okay, so by in sorry, by in small. Okay, not in capital, because they have their own package and inside that some separate, sections are made like by icons inside that. So you have to import from that particular section. So that is where slash by. Okay, after this is done, you can just use it very easily using your normal like component way. Okay, you can use it very easily. So here I have Bhubaneswar. I can just use by chevron right over here. Okay, so if I directly use by chevron right, it will be rendered. Okay, it will easily be rendered over here and there will be no issue. So yeah, this is done. So after this is done, what I need to do instead of this, I need to render the nav.sm. Okay, I need to render the nav.sm. So how to render the nav.sm? Let us just go over here and render the entire nav.sm over here as a component, like as a component over here. So I rendered the nav.sm. Now we have to also link all the files. So how to basically link all the files? You have your default layout. Okay, Navbar is a part of layout, right? So here I will basically have the Navbar component. So let me give a comment over here so that you can understand. So import Navbar from, go to like okay, it is one folder up. So go one folder up into components slash, yeah, then you have your navbar, then your navbar.component.js, navbar.component.js. Great, this is done. After this you just render the navbar. Okay, so here I have my navbar. Okay, so after this is rendered, you are done. Default layout is rendered inside your higher order component, and higher order component is rendered inside app.js. So you just had to render the navbar inside your default layout. So after it is done, you can just go into your React app and you can see that now it's okay. Now let me just go to, yeah, you can see that it is small screen and this is present over here. Okay, you can see that temp component is also there because we have our temporary component rendered to you, your default component. But the thing is that you can see that here you have your, it all starts here, Bhubaneswar and the arrow. Now it is your duty to design it and bring it from here to here. It is very simple. You just have to use some Tailwind classes. Do not do it using normal classes, using normal CSS. You'll get everything in Tailwind. Just use that class. Okay, you'll get everything in Tailwind. Just use that particular class. No need to prepare a different CSS file. Okay, got it, everyone? Understood? This is your assignment. Great. Let me just push everything. Every time git pull. Okay. So it's done. Everything is pushed to GitHub. Take 5 minutes and do this. Okay, do this fast. Ma'am, I send. Yeah, sure. Yeah, guys, you also try to solve the error, like your fellow mates are sending you. Okay, so please complete the assignment, whatever I gave you. Okay, and apart from that, make sure you are following up everything. This project is important, and yeah, do you have any doubts to tell me? Because we required this icon, na? This particular icon is required. That is the reason we use this package. Now, from this package, you are importing things. From this package, you imported your yeah, you imported your entire by chevron, right? Now to import it, you have to use react item slash by. Okay, by is basically their class or their particular package section for having the by chevron, because this is an npm package. What is a package? It's like a small bundle, okay, where a lot of things are present. These are node modules. See, a lot of folders are present over here. So if you are importing anything from there, you have to go to that particular thing and then the respective folder. So here also they have such structure where if you want to import anything, you have to go to that package and then you have to import it from the respective folder. Okay. In your node modules, you have a lot of things. Like if you want to, where is that? Let me go. Yeah, wait. I'll show you. Yeah. So if you are importing Express, then you directly go and say import Express from Express, because here there is a separate folder for Express. But here, in React items, you have React icons, or in React icons, you have your React icons, and then inside that folder, you have a lot of folders like by BS, like this. You can see that inside your react icons I have bs, then I have something with by, I have something with phi. So if I want to have things, I need to use slash by slash whatever is the first two letter. Yeah, bring this thing to this. Okay, using tailwind css only. It's just css. You just need to write the html code in your this particular nav sm segment. You do not have to do anything. I have combined all the things. Everything is done. You just need to write the html code and uh, write the entire class for tailwind css. Do not prepare your separate css file or something. Use the class technique. Okay, I want to see that how you do it. In Tailwind CSS documentation, you'll find everything. Okay, got it? Yeah, exactly. Okay, okay, then understood everyone? Got it? Got it? Yeah. So I hope you'll complete the assignment. I have given you the code. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.